You are watching The Horizon, the voice of the Amber Woman, exclusively on ABC Amba TV. You are watching The Horizon, the voice of the Amber Woman, exclusively on ABC Amba TV. You're watching the People's Television, ABC Amba TV, the voice of Ambazonia. Stay tuned.
Mutumbu, mama yo, na ya boy go get down. Do the promise. Mama you kind, mama you're beautiful, mama you good, mama you're wonderful. No woman like you, mama. No woman like you, mama. Thank God for you, mama. Thank God for you, mama. 'Cause you gave me life, oh mama. Queen of my life, oh mama. I will love you for life, oh mama. 'Cause you love me so, oh mama. From small beginning, I never forget all the suffer when you suffer for me. Oh yeah, yeah. All the pain and the troubles where I pull you through. I remember when money no be day and chop no be day for her. You really try your best. You go run around to find us something where we go talk. When I dey sick, you know the sleep. You go dey cry all night. You go hold me tight, start to pray, say God make you help my oh Lord. Ooh, I will yeah chama. I'm feeling na better yeah feeling chama. I'm bumming na better yeah bumming chama. Engana chinu yeah ga chama. Mama, I will yeah chama. I'm feeling na better yeah feeling chama. I'm bumming na better yeah bumming chama. Engana chinu yeah ga chama. Yeah ga chama mama. Engana chinu yeah ga chama. Chinu yeah ga chama. You gave me life, oh mama, queen of my life, oh mama. I will love you for life, oh mama, 'cause you love me so, oh mama. You're my motivation. You gave me the best education, mama. The song where I sing I'm for you. Now it's special dedication to you. Oh yeah. I don't say every night and day. Pray say make a mama. The God where you the pray I'm for heaven. Don't give me this inspiration, mama. The song where I sing I'm for you. Now to show my appreciation to you. Oh be a yeah chama. I feel na better yeah funga chama. I'm bumming na better yeah bumming chama. Engana chinum yeah ga chama. Mama oh yeah chama. I feel na better yeah funga chama. I'm bumming na better yeah bumming chama. Engana chinum yeah ga chama. Chinum yeah ga chama. Chinum yeah ga chama. Chinum yeah ga chama. You gave me life, oh mama. Queen of my life,
You are watching The Horizon. The voice of the Amber Woman. Exclusively on ABC Amba TV.
Hello there, hello, and welcome to The Horizon, the voice of the Ambazonia woman. Today is the first Friday in the month of February, and it's my privilege to host The Horizon today. And I want to extend special greetings to all who are watching our favorite show, The Horizon. Especially those who are in the home front, those who are on ground one, and all our beloved followers and listeners and supporters in the diaspora. Today with me, we have our mother in the house, Emma Endeley, the director of ABC Amba TV. We also have the chief of staff, Dr. Yaya, who hopefully will be able to join us. Emma, welcome. But before I give you the opportunity to greet others, I want to say that this year, the Ambazonian women, we are staying the course as usual. And this is the year of acceleration as put forth by our president, so that we get to that land that we are fighting for international recognition. The land that was our land, is our land, will always be our land, no matter what. Mayuma, welcome to The Horizon.
Thank you, Mape. I want to greet all my people, all Ambazonians everywhere in the world, and all our friends and relatives who are watching with us. I want to say good day, good evening, good morning, wherever you are, and welcome to Horizon.
Thank you so much. We have quite a long list of items to talk about today. The beauty about The Horizon is that it's a show that we talk about relevant topics that are current event. We also always want to go back and have our people remember exactly why we are here. We should never forget why we are here. We should never forget that in November of 2017, President Paul Biya waged a war on our people. And because of that, we have thousands and thousands of people that are refugees in Nigeria and neighboring countries. We have thousands of people that are internally displaced. And worst of all, we have lost over 40,000. I hear some people are estimating even 50,000 Ambazonian lives. These are people that would have been alive today if this war had not been waged upon us. So we should always have that in the back of our mind as we progress through this struggle to get ourselves internationally recognized. So, Emma, today we're going to be talking about on patriotism and connected to the Canadian charade, because these are things that are setting us behind. And I will just want to start this conversation by giving you some direction so that when I ask questions, when we talk, we can just focus on that matter. The Canadian charade started way back. These are just steps. It just came to light this year, 2023. But we know that they had been having meetings in Canada. And these individuals that we consider unpatriotic have been having meetings in Canada, so much to the extent that the Cameroon government was confident to pull out of the Swiss talks in September. Because the only reason they did that is that they knew something was on the way. They knew that they already had another way out, another grand national dialogue that was not happening in their land, but happening hosted by a foreign country. So they were bold enough to pull out of the Swiss-led process, in light of the fact that they knew that some of our unpatriotic Amazonians were already in Canada. So, my Emma, I'm not going to take too much time. I'm going to just give you the floor to talk about what you think about the fiasco, the farce, the charade that took place in Canada. Over to you, my dear.
Thank you, Mape, for bringing me first of all on the horizon to talk about issues affecting Ambazonia and the Ambazonian struggle. I know that the Canadian charade is a very relevant topic, and we cannot over belabor it. At this point, I think we are beating a dead horse. The charade is already been exposed, and in the recent press conference, the international press conference, which was just held by the president on Tuesday, dealt very detailedly on the Canadian charade. I think that topic has really been exhausted. There's no question that it's a dead on arrival issue. Even with the fact that the Cameroon came out and denied being a part of the process, just put a final nail on the coffin. The president also dealt with it again yesterday at the APP town hall, and I think Ambazonians should feel at rest, should be at peace with the fact that this Canadian charade is going nowhere. The president was very clear yesterday. He said that Canada and Swiss can now start a new process, a new peace process. First of all, because Ambazonia trusts the Swiss, and we do not have any trust on Canada. But if La République wants to trust Canada, let them come on behest of the Canadian government, while the Swiss come in, and America acts as the broker. We are not going to discuss anything with just La République. That has been very clear. It has been dealt with. Even those who attended the conference, they have exposed themselves, that they have been exposed that they really did not understand what they were going into in the first place. At this point, let me just finish. At this point, I think that we should concentrate on the steps that the president has used in moving forward. So my take on that is that the Canadian charade was a charade, as it is called, and it is dead on arrival, and it should be put to rest, and we move forward. Thank you, Mape.
Absolutely, Ma Emma, absolutely. So before we even go to the steps that are necessary for us to move forward, so we just want to explain or to expose, that's a better word, expose those who are exhibiting unpatriotic tendencies. So we just want our people to hear these names over and over again, Ma Emma. Those people that sign their name on that Canadian charade, so that Ambazonians know that these are unpatriotic individuals. We want people to know that people like Cho Ayaba, who signed his name on that document, people like Yeremia, people like Akwanga, people like Taylor, those are unpatriotic Ambazonians. I don't know if we should even call them Ambazonians. Those are unpatriotic Southern Cameroonians, because a true Ambazonian would have smelt that something was fishy, that going to represent the people of Ambazonia when they didn't really have the authority to do so meant that they were looking only after themselves. So when we talk about unpatriotism, we want to remember that all those, and those are the names that we know. There are other people that are in the periphery, people like Dr. Anyangwe, who even had come out before and applauded this Canadian process, and even mentioned that they should be getting ready to build technical teams. So the goal for this first part of our program is to just bring out those names, those people that are doing unpatriotic activities, all those Southern Cameroonians that are there. We talked about even killing our people, also blackmailing our people, also kidnapping for ransom. Those are unpatriotic individuals. So I don't know if you have any other thing to talk about on patriotism, so that people know that that is not what we need for 2023. If we are accelerating to Boya, we should quell on patriotism. We should be more patriotic in our quest. Over to you, Ma, on this subject on patriotism.
Yes, thank you, Mape. I will say yes. I have something to say about patriotism. I think I am going to call these individuals who are not patriotic misdirected individuals. Now, when I say misdirected, we have only one direction we are going in this struggle. Boya. Boya is our final destination. Anybody else who is taking us to any other destination apart from Boya is unpatriotic. This is an Ambazonian struggle. You are either for us or you are against, and we have only one other person who is against us, or one direction which is misdirected or out of our focus, and that is La République. If you come out saying that, if you come out doing those actions, because I said I believe that actions speak louder than words, because people go on air, people like Chris Anu go on air and say they are for Ambazonian, but all his actions turn towards La République. All his actions show that he is working with La République against Ambazonians. He came out and said that he does not recognize the flag or the national anthem. I mean, these things have been with us. These are our identity. So if you come out and say you do not recognize those, then you are not patriotic. You are not part of us. You are a misdirected individual, and your direction is La République. It's the same with the others. Cho Ayaba has been killing Ambazonians, has been kidnapping Ambazonians. He is in charge of ADF and the AGOFC, and they are very clear on their stand. They kidnap, and they don't even do it in secret. So if they are all these actions put the Ambazonians into untold suffering and all kinds of stress. They kill them. Ambazonians have lost their sons for no reason apart from the fact that some misdirected individuals, unpatriotic, with a capital UNP, are busy killing Ambazonians. How else do you need to define that? They are not with us. You cannot call them national. You cannot call them that they stand for the flag or the anthem. They are unpatriotic, and we now need patriots. We need people who are for Ambazonians. That is, Ambazonians who are for Ambazonians. If you are not for the complete independence of Ambazonia, then you are not with us. You are not patriotic. It does not make sense. Are we going to still join with La République when they are busy killing us? They are meeting in Canada and they are still killing us. People are still being killed. They are even killing their own people. Look at what they did to that journalist, because he was going to expose some fraud and embezzlement within La République. They kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Who needs such people? We are not going to be part of that. We do not want to be part of that. We are fed up. We are tired. We have had enough. So you are either with us or you are against us. You are either a patriot or you are a misdirected individual. It's very, very clear, Mape. I'm not even going to list their names. They know themselves. And they know, you come out when you collect money from La Republique and you say, this is a temporary meeting. We are planning. They give it all kinds of names, but we know what it is. It's a meeting set up by La Republique, funded by La Republique, run by La Republique. And then they come out and say, oh, they did not have a hand in it. They have not called anybody. What a disgrace. What an embarrassment for these people, for these misdirected individuals who are very, very unpatriotic. Let us look for patriots, people who are really, really standing for Ambazonia. And the current president of the IG and the IG totally are patriots. They are for Ambazonia. So know who you are following. You are either misdirected and going towards Yaoundé, or you are for Ambazonia. It is very clear, Mape. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Emma. You said something that I find interesting, and I want to just talk about it briefly. You made a phrase. You say Ambazonians for Ambazonia. So Ambazonians for Ambazonia. That kind of sounds a little bit contradictory, because if you're an Ambazonian, you should really be for Ambazonia. But I want to talk about that phrase because I like it. If you are an Ambazonian, that means you believe in the country Ambazonia, because there are Southern Cameroonians that are not Ambazonians. So if you are an Ambazonian, you're already somebody who believes that the country Ambazonia should exist, that we should be recognized as the 55th nation in Africa. Now, you may be a Southern Cameroonian who espouses to be the one Cameroon language, or a federal Cameroon, whatever. Then you are not an Ambazonian. So all Ambazonians should be patriotic. All Ambazonians should be patriotic because you believe in that country called Ambazonia. There was a long time that even myself, I found it difficult to use the word Ambazonia. I preferred Southern Cameroons. But with time, I realized the difference between calling a Southern Cameroon and Ambazonia, because there's a small difference right there. For me, I believe that going as far as saying that you're an Ambazonian means that you've already you've seen that this is really a country that should sit on its own merits. Those who consider themselves Southern Cameroonians can go either direction, right? They can say, okay, we will stay with La République Cameroon under the one Cameroon complex, one Cameroon situation, or we will be as a federation, or it's a possibility we also may be Ambazonian. But a true Ambazonian is a true Ambazonian. So that expression that you say Ambazonians for Ambazonia, I like that very much, and I think we should really push that as we continue and make people understand that those majority of those who went to Canada were Southern Cameroonians. They were not Ambazonians. That is my God belief. Majority of those who went to Canada were Southern Cameroonians or Anglophones, that do not really believe in the one Cameroon that we are fighting for. I mean, one Ambazonia, single Ambazonia that we are fighting for. So I really like that expression. I don't know whether you want to talk about it a little bit more before we go to the next topic.
Yes, Mape. I just want to add something. In this life, whatever you call your child affects that child's destiny and that child's outlook in life. It is very, very important. So people have started realizing that whatever they name their child is like either a blessing or a curse. Now, the word Cameroon, we know is Portuguese for shrimps. If La République wants to continue calling themselves shrimps, that is fine. But we have chosen the name Ambazonia because Ambazonia tells the world where we are. We are in the Ambas Bay. It is a position. That's our position in the world. That is our God-given land. We did not buy it. We did not acquire it. That is where we were born. That is what God gave us. So Ambazonia is our identity. It tells the whole world where we are and where we belong. But those who want to call themselves Southern Cameroonians, it's okay. But we have moved on from that. We have moved on from that. We have to shake off everything that reminds us of the shrimp life that we have lived for 62 years. We don't want to be called shrimps. We are proud of the name Ambazonia, and that is the name that we are going to use as the 55th nation in Africa. So, it's about time people get that straight. We are not going to change that name. Our flag, our national anthem sings of Ambazonia. So, we have to move on. Those who do not want to jump on the train, on the Ambazonian train to Boya, will be left behind. So, if they want to call themselves shrimps, even if there are some Anglophiles who want to insist on calling themselves Northwest and Southwest of Cameroon, they are still calling themselves Northwest and Southwest of shrimps. We are not part of that. We have 3 zones in Ambazonia, and we are Ambazonians. Thank you, Mape. You can continue now. Mape, are you still there?
Oh, you're not hearing me?
No, I'm not hearing you. Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay.
I can hear you now.
All right, sorry about that. I said now is a perfect time to transition to the subject of the Ambazonian spirit, because those who are unpatriotic, the opposite is those who have the Ambazonian spirit, right? Those who are really fighting to get our country recognized. And our president stands on top of that list because he has worked so hard from the day he came into office, despite all the things that have been thrown on him, all the false allegations, all the insults. He is standing tall and he's moving on. He's directing the train, and he's focused on Boya. But he's not alone. We have even young children way back. The idea of the Ambazonian spirit is that no matter what La Republique does, no matter what the international community does, that spirit is so powerful that we believe will make us reach our final destination. And we will not lose that spirit. The spirit is there forever. And I don't know if the director has ready our video on one example of the Ambazonian spirit, so we can talk about it. The technician, if they have that video ready, this will be a good time to put it on. Let's just make sure that the video comes up. But while we wait for the video, the idea is that on September 22nd, 2017, that spirit was ignited. We had millions of people that walked the streets, the villages, in all villages, all towns, all cities, all regions in Ambazonia, in Southern Cameroon. They walked the street with peace plans, showing that enough is enough, that it was time to have full control of our territory. And we should never forget that. We should never forget that. Every time that we feel disappointed, feel let down, we should never forget that September 22nd, 2017, our people made a major decision, and that is an Amazonian spirit. And we're still waiting for that video of that young Amazonian showing the real Amazonian spirit. So please, technician, we're waiting for that video. But Ma, just go ahead and talk about the Amazonian spirit as you see it while we wait for that video. Since I'm still the only one here, I'm not sure if we have a technical issue with Ma. I will continue on that same topic. So on October 1st, 2017, that Amazonian spirit was also shown when our former president declared that we restored our independence. And that Amazonian spirit comes up every time we sing our anthem, because the words of the anthem, hail, hail, hail this land of glory, we the Amazonian pledge our loyalty. That is the Amazonian spirit. And I'm bringing this up today for us to realize that as we face this year, this is the beginning of 2023, the year of acceleration. As we face this year with God being our guide and guardian, we will realize that we've come a long way. We've come a long way because in 2016, just a year before the nation was declared independent or restored, people were not bold enough to show this spirit. People were afraid. People did not have the vision. But because of things that have transpired, starting with the teachers and lawyers strike, and again that September 22nd that I always like to refer it to, the spirit of Amazonia was awoken in all bona fide Amazonians. At that time, most people were comfortable with the name Southern Cameroons. Omar, you're back. I was speaking to myself because I didn't know you were there.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I think we can listen to that spirit right now. Let's listen to the real Amazonian spirit, and then you can talk.
Yes.
Hail the sun of glory, we the Amazonia, grace our loyalty. Let the sun and Savior of God, us a faith, and let it to thee. O born the Lamb with your blood, glory to the glory, right and not to form. Yeah, in the nation, glory, glory. Glory to the Father for making it. It's on forevermore. Amazonia, and the freedom. You shall live, bless me. I choose the starting. Stars the most of the endorsement of the nation.
That is so awesome. Madam, yes. Over to you.
Yeah, that is awesome. That is the spirit of Amazonia. That is why La Republique can never defeat us, because of our spirit. The spirit of Amazonia lives even in our in my grandbabies. This is my grandbaby's age. So even our grandchildren are already aware of Amazonian, and they are growing up in the Amazonian spirit. Now, and this spirit is only one way, Boya. So if you do not have this Amazonian spirit, you are totally misdirected. You are going to the wrong direction. You are going to the wrong direction. So I call those people who are unpatriotic misdirected individuals, and they do not have the spirit of Amazonia in them. This is the spirit that keeps us fighting, even in death. The blood of the Amazonians, the fallen heroes, their blood is still fighting. That's why we pray and we say that they should rest in power, not in peace. They should rest in power until Amazonia has its independence, it is recognized worldwide. Then they can rest in peace. The Amazonian spirit cannot be killed, Mape. It is in our people. Thank you.
Yes, Ma, the Amazonian spirit cannot be killed. That what you just said is even recognized by people like Thibault Nash. In some of his tweets, he has alluded to this idea of the Amazonian spirit. Even people that are not Amazonians have realized that this spirit is so powerful that La Republique better realize that the sooner they come to the table and solve this problem, the better, because they're just prolonging the inevitable. Amazonia will be realized one day as a country. So why waste all this time? Why waste all the lives, in both directions? Because a lot of La Republique's military are being killed. They've lost so many lives. So this Amazonian spirit is there. This little child, this video has been there for a while. I think it probably came out, I don't know, probably a couple of years ago. But it came back to life on the fora to just make us understand that our children have learned our anthem. In fact, those who are refugees in Nigeria, they sing our anthem. And that anthem is so powerful. Hail, hail, hail this land of glory. We, the Amazonians, pledge our loyalty. So a child that is singing that they pledge their loyalty, they are pledging their loyalty to one country only, Amazonia. So I am so excited that, our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren, if the fight is not, if we don't get our country in our lifetime, which I think we will, they will get our country in their lifetime when they become adults. But we hope that we don't get that far. We really hope that we don't get that far. The spirit doesn't disappear. The spirit is there forever. And there's another video, if the technician has a moment to play it. It's another way of showing the Amazonian spirit, where it's an adult telling us, and that's what most of our young men have experienced, that have given their lives, because it's because of the Amazonian spirit that they've dedicated their life to defend homeland, because it's either yes.
Yeah, let me just add one little thing before you bring the next video. You said something very important, that La Republique should realize that this spirit is not going anywhere, and they should come to the negotiation table. I just wanted to add something to that. You see, and the more that La Republique continues this war on us, this killing of us, the more we become belligerent or bad neighbors. If La Republique wants us to be a peaceful and good neighbor to them, where we can even decide to give them a percentage of our resources, which they have been stealing 100%, but we can then decide to give them even a few percentage, and just let them manage with that. If they are going to make us good neighbors, if we are going to be good neighbors to them, they need to come to the negotiation table now, sooner than later. You see, the more they prolong this, the more we get angry, and we fight back, because we have to defend ourselves. And so the neighborliness is being broken down. They should come to the negotiation table now, so that we work as peaceful people, and go our separate ways, but live as peaceful neighbors. So all this should be taken into consideration. And another thing that we are moving on is the fact that we just launched our AID. I know you are going to talk about that later, But all this is going towards building our nation, our nationalistic pride. You cannot say you are an Amazonian without signing up without AID. You have to pay your taxes. America survives on its taxes. If you do not pay your taxes, you are an illegal person, and sometimes you even go to jail if you break down those tax laws. So those are two things that still emphasize us as a nation, nationalistic pride. So you can continue, Mape, with the next video. Thank you.
Yes.
The enemy, the republic, like for being informal, now for your own dirty men, because we will know the fear, we know nothing. We don't give our life, we stand up for all now. And now we are people, now we are them, some of them for our brothers and sisters then. Yeah. So we stand up, any man, this one will not get away, they stock us, so we give strictly respect them. Well, the republic military, they come, it was someone they use now for shield, someone enter inside their convoy, make them say I'm going to do small pack because the days are very bloody. Don't deny Canada negotiation. We don't decide to so negotiate on this road and inside town. We negotiate, but they are going to oppose them. We don't fear them. They don't collect today, they go, they come with their back up for here, they still come again, they collect, they run. They don't run, they abandon our road. For say, we help on our peace, but one make and say, with me, they go come back again, they can't take on a pass museum. But for the say, I don't look on a small beginning for here. I'll give another permission to open this road, me own and a pass. Collaboration. Yes. Any man where you choose to say they informal, you do not how yes, we will hold God, they get God now the capacity they are equal. The only two are different from us and the enter is what you want to enter. That is it. Yes, but we understand. So thank you now.
So rest in power. May his soul rest in power. The reason I brought this video up is to also show the Amazonian spirit. The transporter, he said something. He said, we don't give with life up. We don't give with life. And that is so touching. That is a mother's son. That could be my son. Those are our children that have given their lives. And there are many who are just like him that have given up their life because of the Amazonian spirit. Because of the Amazonian spirit. And the prayer yesterday during the town hall, I caught something that Ma Constance, I think she's the one who prayed. She said that let the souls of the departed, our ARFs, they will not rest in peace. They will rest in power, and they will haunt La Republic. They will haunt La Republic till we get our land. So the soul of this young man, the transporter, will haunt La Republic till we get our land, because that is what they were fighting for, and that is what we will eventually get before they can rest in peace. Emma, go ahead before I say some more about this.
Thank you, Mape. It was such a sad situation for us, losing a guy like this. 2 days after this video, La Republique came and killed him. You see, they feel a threat, even from our young, untrained soldiers who have risen with this Amazonian spirit. They could kill him. They have killed him. They have killed a lot of our brave fighters, but they cannot kill the spirit. Look at all the people he talked to. Are they going around killing all those people? They will have to kill all those people to kill the spirit of the 2 days ago speech that he made before he was killed. You cannot kill that spirit. That spirit is still there. And he is not going to rest in peace. No, not yet. Not yet, until Amazonia is free. He has just shed his blood. He has laid his blood. Jesus Christ died on the cross for all of us. This young man has bled, has poured his blood, his life blood for Amazonians. You think La Republique can kill that spirit? No, never. And as in their own words, jamais, jamais. They have killed Transporter, but his spirit lives on, and he's going to live in power. And he's going to haunt all those people who killed him, and they will all die miserable deaths, worse than he died. Thank you, Mape.
Yes, thank you so much, Ma. There's another aspect that La Republique is failing to recognize, and this is still in this line of the Amazonian spirit. You know, for over these 5 years that they've killed our people, they have had, we have some children out there that are orphans right now because their parents were killed because of this war. We have children out there that do not know who they belong to. Their parents may still be alive and they are lost. They've been displaced. But mark my words, these are children that one day, because of the Amazonian spirit, they will avenge the loss of their loved ones. They will fight because when they were growing up, they learned about the history, they learned the manipulations of La Republique, they learned this part of our history right now, this 2016 to 2023 right now, will be in the books of history. And these kids one day may be living in Nigeria somewhere or Ghana. They will learn this history and know what La Republique did to them. And they will avenge the loss of their parents or loved ones. So this Amazonian spirit never dies. You mentioned about La Republique coming to her senses and going to the table, because if they do it sooner, we'll be good neighbors. It goes into the same line of thinking, that the longer they drag this thing, they are creating more enemies in young generations to come because of what they have done to the parents or relatives of these children that are growing up without the love that they need. La Republique is creating eternal enemies. And the sooner they realize that, the better. The Amazonian spirit lives on. It lives on. And these kids will one day have a say in what has happened to them. And La Republique will pay one way or the other. May the soul of this young man rest in power as he continues to fight for us, even in his death. Ma,
Amen.
let's continue. Go ahead if you want to say anything about the
I just said amen. I just wanted to say amen.
Amen. Amen. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the international press conference that we had the other day before we go back and talk about the new Amazonian Independence Due that was launched yesterday. So on Tuesday, and I think most Southern Cameroonians, Amazonians were watching on ABC how the international press was giving information. The international press had information about our plight, and some of them had some great questions. One of those questions was, one person asked, why is Amazonia not in the Commonwealth? And why La Republique is in the Commonwealth? I don't know if you remember that question. I'm just bringing this up now to say that there are people that realize that La Republique from the onset never voted for us to have our independence, which kind of is so surprising because they were trust territory of France, you know. They were trust territory of the United States, United Nations under France, and we are trust territory of the United Nations under Britain. What gives them the right to have independence and us not have independence? That is just so telling. Why will you want your brother to go to university, not to go to university when you go to university? Let's put it that way. You are siblings, you know, or you come from the same Africa. Everybody in Africa is being granted independence. You've been given the permission to get independence, and you vote against independence for somebody else. Isn't that selfishness to the first degree? Or you already had plans to have that territory under yourself? But the question about it not being part of the Commonwealth was so interesting because the president answered that, yeah, they use the fact that we were a former British trust territory to get entrance into the Commonwealth, to get admitted into the Commonwealth, and that despite all the atrocities that they have committed on our people, it's time for the Commonwealth to kick them out, and the government has done so much to make that happen, and they're still working on it. But I don't know if there was any particular question during the international town conference, the press that prick your mind, that touched you, that you want to talk about.
Yes, Mape, the press conference, the president covered so much ground. He covered a lot of areas, and you know, La Republique has been exposed in so many ways. All their shameful acts are all out there in the public. You know, first of all, it is a shame they never voted for our independence. That's number one. Then number two, when we are allowed to get our independence, they move in and colonize us. You know, first of all, that was done. That single move was done because they were informed that the resources in this little country that they are rejecting is greater than what they have in all their mass land and territory. So from that point on, their move was to colonize us, you know, and then they in our name they were admitted in the Commonwealth because they were not supposed to be there. They are French speaking. The Commonwealth is for English speaking nations, which had been monitored by Britain. So they used our name. It's like you use your child's name to go and collect social security. You know, you use somebody's name to go and collect social. It is time for everything to be corrected. You know, there's so much for Britain to do to correct all these wrongs. They were not supposed to admit La République into the Commonwealth. It is not their business. What are they going to be there listening in English or speaking French when nobody else can understand them? You know, that is one of their shameful acts. The other one is this Bakassi problem. You see this Bakassi problem coming up because it was a wrongful decision. La République has no business in Bakassi. It is not in their territory. Bakassi is an Ambazonian Nigerian problem, and we have to solve that problem between us. La République has no, they have just been using it because there's so much oil there. They fly in and collect all the oil and do whatever they want to do. Build any roads, ignore the people, enslave the people, and then they just want to be enjoying the oil. Now they don't want to let us go. So they are now, you know, fuming this problem as if the Bakassi problem is a problem that originated between Amazonia and Nigeria. No, those people had been living for ages as peaceful neighbors until La République came and started messing up the arrangement. They were using both pounds. We were both using pounds and sterling, the British currency in Bakassi, because we were one people. You know, just like we have the borders, the other borders at Jagam. We have a Jagams in Amazonia. We have a Jagams in Cross River. You know, that is the root case of the Bakassi problem. La République has no problem there, apart from the fact that they want to steal the oil. So you see, there's so much things to be corrected, so much shameful things which have now been exposed to the world to see where that single decision of Britain and France not to give Amazonia their own independence fully on October 1st, 1961, as the United Nations had recommended. It messed up Amazonia for 61 years. And it has to be corrected. It has to be. Otherwise, there's no moving forward. You know. Thank you, Mape.
Yeah, so you're right, Ma. The president really touched on that because most of the questions that were asked of him, the background to answer really had to do with that plebiscite question that said you can either get your independence by joining Nigeria or joining the Federal Republic of Cameroon. So that was what put a knife in Southern Cameroons, the former British Southern Cameroons, and that's why we're here today trying to fight to correct it. And if we had just had the privilege of being our own nation, I always go back to tell our young people that are watching that, and you, Ma, you know the beauty. We've talked about this before on this show. We know the beauty of what Southern Cameroons, the former British Southern Cameroons, used to be like. Living in Boya, where we were, and even traveling to Bamenda in those days. It was a beautiful place. I mean, the place was clean, the hospitals were neat, the schools were neat, disciplined. I mean, these children don't know what they don't know. They don't know what they don't know because they never experienced that. So they don't know that they can fight for the better. They should not settle for less. Why do you want to settle for less? Staying with La République du Cameroun is settling for less. It's settling for a country where you cannot be the best you can be, because you always be a second-class citizen. You always be a slave. Of course, there are some people that are privileged, that come from privileged families, that will always have the wealth, and they will always have the opportunities to travel the world and live in drive fancy cars, live in beautiful houses. But that's not the majority of Ambazonians or Southern Cameroonians. You should be in a country where your potential, your knowledge, your education will take you to places if you're willing to work hard. That's why we are fighting. We are not fighting this for ourselves. I'm sorry, I just had to go back from the international press to just focus on this, because those of us that are in the diaspora, I mean, we're living our lives here. We don't really intend to come back home and do anything to better ourselves. We are okay where we are. We are fighting for the young people, even for some of the older people that could have done better for themselves if they were given the opportunities. So I will just connect this to on patriotism, because those are Southern Cameroonians that are like 60 years and over, that know what it used to be and are living in La République du Cameroun and working there and not fighting for their people, are unpatriotic. They are selfish. But back to the conference.
Mape, just a little word here. That is what blows my mind. Because most of us who are in this struggle, who are above 60, we do know what it used to be. We can compare the yesterday and today. And the yesterday is only better, because the today, nothing was added to the yesterday. Instead, everything was broken down with nothing remaining. So our young people do not know. They cannot identify with yesterday, with all the things that we knew and we saw, because it was all broken down, systematically broken down and taken away to La République. They took to the last drop. Finally, they want to kill us now and take the land as well. But it's not going to happen. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Yeah. Continue, mapping.
It will not happen. And the president, during his international press conference this past Tuesday, January 31st to be exact, said that there are ways to solve this problem. So the international press that was present had to take this message that this has to be solved on the table. This has to be solved on the table, and you need the right table. You need the correct table. You need a mediated settlement where you have somebody that both countries respect or somehow may trust, So Switzerland was there before. Canada has come up now. So why don't we combine the two? Since Switzerland and Canada and the United States can be somebody that facilitates the process, where you have a mediator from Canada and a mediator from Switzerland. That is one solution right there. So we're hoping that maybe something can come out from this narrative, because in all fairness, we want this killing to stop. We want our people to have a chance to thrive in their land. We have so many young people that are suffering. They have to have a chance to thrive in their land. So that was really the take-home message from the press conference, after talking about all the injustices over the so many years that have that we've experienced. And so then you talk about the injustice and you find a way forward. How do you solve this problem? And there was one question that was a little bit interesting, and this was probably the question from the press from reporter from South Africa, that was more leaning towards the humanity. He was asking the president, your people have suffered so much, they're killing them, why don't you just let La Republique solve the problem? Something to that effect. And the president said, we cannot give up. That is like giving up. La Republique cannot solve the problem, because if La Republique solve the problem, their solution is complete assimilation. That's their solution, complete assimilation. And we don't want to go there. They started the assimilation process and it did not succeed. And that's why we are here. And the other way to get rid of us is to kill us and take our land, as Ma has said. So thank the ABC Amba TV for organizing this press release. And we need to be able to sponsor ABC Amba, because they are doing so much, to get our struggle international recognition. So thank you, Ma. I know you're from ABC Amba. Thank you guys for the wonderful work you guys are doing. And Ambazonia, we appreciate all of it.
Yeah, thank you, Mape. Just to add a little thing to what you said already. Yes, the president was very clear on the fact that we cannot give up now, because you cannot ask the person who created the problem to solve it. It's impossible. What does he want? What does the creator of the problem, the enemy, what does the enemy want? The enemy wants to cover all the 40,000 people that he has killed, all those in mass graves, to cover up those who are in jail now for no reason but the fact that they declared that they were Ambazonians. He wants to cover the fact that it has stolen so much from Ambazonia with no accountability to anybody. It wants to continue things as they are. Have French people come into Ambazonia and force the people to learn French and stop the people from speaking English. Change their culture and make them feel bad about themselves and everything that they own. That is what the enemy wants, and that is not going to happen. They have tried for 61 years to do this. At this point, we say our backs are on the wall. There's only one way to go forward, and enough is enough. That is what the enemy wants to do to us. We cannot let them. That is what they would like. It ain't going to happen. It ain't happening. Thank you, Mappy.
Yeah, so the president also during the town hall explained a little bit more about this Canadian charade that we already talked about. That those unpatriotic people that were there were mostly Anglophones, not necessarily. They were not Ambazonians, as we've already said. There were people that were handpicked by La Republique du Cameroon, knowing that those are people that were present during the first and second Grand National Dialogue. So they think Canada, because of course they will give names to Canada. Canada doesn't know how to really, they didn't really vet these people to realize that these people are not really the stakeholders. The principle is actor is the president, President Sako. And the stakeholders are all Ambazonians who belong to our LGAs and our counties. And we have this government called the interim government. Those are the stakeholders. So this lady, the foreign minister in Canada, did not realize that the principal was absent. And so that any conversation that you're having with unpatriotic individuals that do not really care for Ambazonians will not lead to anything fruitful. It was just a waste of time. And La Republique also realized that, and that's why they probably made that their statement from their foreign minister, Rene Saudi, that they didn't give authority to anyone to facilitate or mediate the problem. But that said, the president has already come up with a possible solution, a plausible solution. And maybe this press release will get the word out to the international community to start looking into that possibility, because when all is said and done, we want this to come to an end. We want our people to have a future. We want that young child who sang that song, Hail, 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 this land of glory, because that's a very brilliant child. You can look from the age that he was probably maybe 4 years old or 5 years old, something like that. He already memorized a song that's, at that time, most of us didn't even know how to sing. You know, we want that child to have a future, and many others like him to have a future, you know, because this is all for them. This is for them. So this press release, we thank God, maybe we'll have many of such in the future, and we will be telling La Republique that they are really wasting the lives of their own people too, if they are not ready to come to the real table. You have the real table, and that's what we want, not a fake table that will lead to nothing. Now, as we're going to be winding down soon, let's go back and talk to some more Ambazonian spirit activities that is more for those of us that are in Ambazonia. The AID that was launched yesterday, Ambazonia Independence Due. We need money to complete this journey. We need money to complete this journey. And we realized that we had the CID before that was stolen by some unpatriotic individuals in the name of somebody who called himself Comrade President and his followers, and somebody who was also the vice president previously to this government, but is nowhere to be seen or heard, and somebody who claimed that she was a president and she's nowhere to be seen or heard. They stole the platform we had before that was previously called Compulsory Independence Due CID. I like this name better, Ambazonia Independence Due Aid, and it has been launched, and it is time for those patriotic individuals. Show your patriotism. It's time for you to go, each and every one of you, to go and subscribe and put something in. Even if it's $10 a month, that's $120 a year. It will go a long way. I mean, I rather all 1 million Ambazonians go put in $1 and we get $1 million. I mean, just think about it. If you're an Ambazonian out there and you really believe that Ambazonia is a country that you want to build, help build, wherever you're living, go and subscribe. Go to the AID platform and subscribe. I just made a simple explanation. 1 million of us put $1. That's 1 million a year. That's $1 million a year. But I'm just going too far because I don't know that we have 1 million people there that are willing to do this. But that's how easy it could be. Okay, let's say that 1,000 of us are willing to go put $10. That will guarantee a minimum $100,000 a year, if my math is right. So, we're asking you, Southern Cameroonians, Ambazonians, to show your patriotism and visit the AID and make sure that when you log into it is the right platform, so that you don't have some imitation platform out there. Log into the right one. You will know that it is a platform that is of the interim government, because the president will be there, and other members of government will be there. And pay your AID. Ethiopia did not fight their war of independence with nothing. There were people, Ethiopians, that paid into their for them to get the victory that they had, even though they are suffering right now because of something else. But they fought for their right of they fought for their Ethiopian war to get some sort of freedom. That's what we are doing. That's what we are doing. And we are not there on the ground like our son that recently lost his life, that said we've given, or that they've given their lives. They gave their lives. We are not giving our lives. We are giving the money, the financial resources that God has blessed us with. That's what we are giving. We're giving our time and talent. So show your patriotism. Ma, it's time for you to encourage these people to go to AID.
Yes, Mape, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Yes, I really congratulate all those who sat up and set up the AID. I don't know if they are the same people who did the CID, but I think there's a huge improvement this time. One thing I have always admired, I keep going back to the American system, because that is the third system that I know. And I understand the Cameroon system, the Nigerian system, and the American system. Those are the systems that I am familiar with. But there's one thing that I admire about the American system, is that you pay your taxes according to how much you have. It is pay as you earn, pay what you have. You see, my sister who's I'm not going to say where she is, but she's she doesn't have a job. She's living, she's taking care of her whole family with no job, and the home front situation. She's a senior citizen. She put together $175 and gave to me and said, please register me and my family, my children who are in home front. Let it be that I have paid my AID for my family, because I want them to be good Amazonian citizens tomorrow. You cannot call yourself patriotic. You cannot call yourself a national. You cannot call yourself a true Amazonian if you do not pay your taxes. So this idea of an AID, I will know that it is called Amazonian Independent Dues, but it is going to grow into a tax system later on, when we have our own country and we are running our own country. So it is a nationalistic duty. It is a patriotic duty for everybody to take part in this AID. It doesn't matter how much you pay in. Pay in as much as you know that you have. Every penny is appreciated. We have IDPs to take care of. You know that even our IDPs in La Republique, they are not safe. A lot of them are being killed, are being tortured, are being abused, only because they are Amazonians who flew. They thought they were going to get some kind of consolation or refuge in La Republique. We need to take care of our IDPs all over the world. The refugees, we need to take care of them and keep them healthy, so that when we have our country, they can return in good health and join in the building of their nation. We have Amazonian fighters who have been wounded. A lot of
Maema, you're muted.
Okay, that is why. That is because a call came from my job. They don't know that I'm doing this. Anyway, we have all those people to take care of, and the AID is the answer. Please, everybody should be part. It is your patriotic duty. It's a nationalistic duty for all Amazonians, and it is really pay as you earn. Every little money counts. Thank you.
Yeah, so let me just even talk some more about it, Ma. Thank you so much, because there are some individuals who may not have the means, they don't have credit cards, so they cannot go on and pay using credit cards or PayPal, they don't have PayPal. To those individuals, if you have the willingness to pay, where there's a will, there's a way. And the way is simple. You can just reach out to somebody who can enroll for you and pay on your behalf. You give cash, you Zelle the person some money, or cash out the person some money, and that person can do it for you. The person can enroll for you, subscribe for you, give you using your email, and then you have access to everything. All you have to do when it comes to time to pay, you send money to that individual. Those are possibilities out there. I think everybody.
They can also go through their local governments. Local governments and counties will be out really mobilizing the people, helping the people.
Absolutely. The bottom line is that if you are truly an Amazonian, you will, and I should not even say you will, you must subscribe to AID. Mind you that it's not how much you give, is that you give something. It's not how much you give, is that you give something. Those who are able to give more will give more. If you're not able to give much, you give what you can give. Just give. There was this I learned a few years ago about collective work, where a lot of people do something to benefit, for others to benefit. And it came to me to understand that it's better for 1 million people to give $1 than for one person to give $1 million to get that 1 million. It's better for 1 million people to each give $1 to get $1 million than for one individual to give that $1 million to get $1 million. Do you know why? It's simple. Because you are participating in something. And when you participate in something, you own it. You want it to grow, to do well. That one person that gives that 1 million somehow owns it. You don't have any ownership in it because you didn't participate. But you who gave $1 with many other people to get $1 million, you all as a collective group, you own that project or that thing. So we're saying that it's time for us all to own Amazonia by all of us chipping in whatever we can chip in. We thank those who are able to give more, but we must all give something. That is the take-home message today from the Horizon. The take-home message is that all, mommy them, papa them, reach out to your relatives, your families that are in the diaspora. We must all give in something to make this a great nation so that we realize it sooner than later. We're going to be winding down soon. We'll have like maybe 3-4 minutes to wind down. Ma, I don't know whether you want to give your closing remarks right now so that we can end the show in the next few minutes.
Yes, I would just like to say one thing, that the president has nominated 2023 as the year of acceleration. And this means that we are accelerating every aspect of this struggle. We are going to accelerate the firepower on ground. We are not joking with that. We are going to accelerate our drafts. We are not going to joke with that. We are going to accelerate taking our message to the rest of the world. You know, while the United Nations, the British government, the French government, and La Republique are dilly-dallying on what to do and what not to do, we are going to take our message to the people, because the world does not know what is happening in Amazonia. The world did not know. You can even see from the press conference that the world does not know that a genocide has been going on in Amazonia for 6-7 years, and it is still going on. So we are going to accelerate our message to the world in so many various forms. So watch out, people. Here we come. 2023, the year of acceleration. We are taking our message to the ends of the world. Thank you and remain blessed.
Thank you so much, Ma Emma, for coming to the Horizon today. And we appreciate you. We know you are our constant guest here, and we know you'll be back in the near future. To you, Ambazonians, we want to appreciate you for watching the Horizon, the voice of the Amba woman, because we're staying the course. And we have exhausted our topics today. But to conclude, I just want to ask you all to remember that, as Maha said, we have millions of people that are suffering. IDPs, refugees, children not going to school. We want that to end. This year of acceleration, you and I must do our own part to make sure that this acceleration takes place. You and I must do our own part to stay focused and forget about those unpatriotic individuals that are pulling us behind. You and I must make sure that our people remember that we love them, that we are doing all this for them, that there's supposed to be a better place for them, and not to settle for what La Republique wants to offer them. And to those of you who are probably 50, 60 years and older, that are living and working in La Republique du Cameroon territory and supporting La Republique regime to kill our people, to those of you who are Southern Cameroonians that are doing that, please wake up. Think about what you are doing to your people and come back home. Come back home in the sense that all those villages that were burnt in our territory, you need to come back home to build them. And the only way to do that is start supporting the interim government, either overtly or covertly. You can do it in private or you can do it publicly. But we know that doing it publicly, you may be risking your lives. Find a way to do it. Find a way to do it. Because there are many of you that are living in La Republique territory that do not belong there. So as we conclude today, we will continue to pray for our great nation, because as we saw in the spirit of those young children, the one who sang the anthem and the fallen hero, the Ambazonia spirit lives on. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mape.
You're watching The Horizon, the voice of the Amba woman, exclusively on ABC Amba TV.
Realizar glory with the Amazonia, there's a loyalty. Legislation as if Ugan as a faith, a legend to the Ubanila Ujabla, glory to the glory, like another form. Yeah, in the nation, glory, glory, glory. Glory to the Father for making it. Nation is on forevermore. Ambazonia and the freedom. We shall live blessed me. I choose the starting. Stars the most of the endorsement of nation.
You're watching The Horizon, the voice of the Amber Woman, exclusively on ABC Amba TV.